Hello, my name is Aubrey Jordan Johnson Randle. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm 20 years old. I'm in the United States Air Force. I'm currently serving in Little Rock Air Force Base. That's in Arkansas. Currently, I'm in Virginia on the TDY, temporary duty, for de-icer training. Been in the military for going on 3 years in November. This coming up August, I'll be going to Ulsan, Korea. My current hobbies I have are playing sports. I like being outdoors, going out hiking. For photography, I have my own personal video camera. I first gained interest in photography when I was in high school. We had a high school class for video editing, photography editing. PTM had an event called Spring Break in the Marketplace where I could job shadow a photographer. He showed me all the ins and outs on Photoshop and edit pictures on his computer. I have an interest in that. Well, I do it currently. My experience with PTM wasn't amazing. I joined the group in my sophomore year in high school. Some of the highlights were playing basketball with Mr. J, going to Mr. Chan's lake house, being on the lake. That was my first time on the lake. As a teenager, going to these SALT meetings had a very good or a big impact in my life. During these SALT meetings, we'll meet up and talk about stories in the Bible or topics in the Bible, and we compare it to our lives. Growing up, me and my fam, we really didn't go to church on a consistent basis. Going to PTM during that time, it helped me out a lot because I'm going there Monday, Wednesday. I was able to get closer to God and just learning things I never knew. On Mondays, me and my mentor Charlton will meet up and we'll have Bible study. We will pray together, eat some good food, and we'll just talk about anything. With Charlton being my mentor, he showed me that there's people in this world that care and that want to see you do great things. After I graduated high school, me and Charlton, we still have a great bond together, still stay connected. In high school, me and my grandfather will always have a talk about what I want to do after I graduate. He introduced me to the military. Transitioning from being a teenager to growing to being a man and full-time in the military, I follow these three things that I call the 3 Ps. That's positivity, having a plan, and praying. Growing up, I won a couple writing awards, MVP awards, and football and basketball. I had great male figures in my life, such as my grandfather, Jesse Johnson, Stanley Center, my stepfather, Jamar Hicks, and his father, Eric Smith. Although I didn't have my biological father in my life, those guys, they showed me positivity on being a great male figure in my life. PTM showed us all how to be positive, and I gravitated to that, and I use that in my everyday life. What kept me in a positive mindset when I was over there was being able to stay connected back at home. We all made time for each other, connected with people. That kept me in a positive mindset. I didn't really think about all the bombings that we had and rocket attacks. So one story that I have, it was a normal day. It's always sunny. And from my job to the dining facility, I ride my bike every day. It'll be about a mile and a half going down and a mile and a half coming back. Got my food, sitting down eating, watching the Olympics. Finished my food. And I was like, all right, it's time to go back to work. Something told me to just sit down and just finish watching who wins the cycling Olympics. And as soon as I was getting up, the incoming alarm went off. That's when we getting attacked by rockets or mortars or whatever. Went to my instinct, everybody get on the ground. Next thing you know, we waiting, and next thing you know, hear like 15 booms, boom, 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 boom. And they sound like they was getting closer and closer each time. I'm just waiting. I'm looking up. I'm like, wow, one of these are finna hit the building. That's when it stopped. So I'm like, all right, I think we're good. We straight. So we all get up. We go to the bunker. So we wait. I got my phone. I'm sending texts. I'm on a Wi-Fi. I'm sending texts back to the people I work with saying, is everybody good? And as I'm getting closer to my job, I'm seeing ambulances and fire trucks, and I'm like, oh snap, it really hit over here. Like I could have been riding my bike. I'd seen my buddies I'm stationed in Little Rock with. I seen them there, and they was all shooken up because they were like right there where the rockets were hitting. I had to comfort them. I gave my positive attitude, comfort them, gave them both hugs. I was like, we're gonna be all right. If I wouldn't have heard or listened to whatever told me to stay and watch the TV, then I could have probably not been here. Everything gonna be good. We here. We gonna get through it. My grandfather, he taught me how to make sure I have a plan for everything I do. I believe having a plan in life is important. One of the situations that I had on overcoming an obstacle or having a plan that I have to achieve is 2 weeks ago, I was told to come to Virginia to do the de-icer class that I'm in now, that I would have to drive here. It was way too expensive to give me a flight last minute. Well, in the military, we're not supposed to drive more than 500 miles or 8 hours of driving at a time in a day. To get to Virginia from Little Rock, Arkansas, my plan was to drive. So I made a plan to drive from Little Rock to Nashville, Tennessee, stay the night with my family, and then the next day in the morning, drive from Nashville, Tennessee to Norfolk, Virginia, stay the night there in a hotel, and then from Norfolk, Virginia, drive to Hampton, Virginia, and that's currently where I am now for my de-icer class. Third P I have that I follow is prayer. I try my best to talk to God. I talk about anything. One time that I prayed or kept praying was when I was in Iraq. I prayed about keeping everybody safe, making sure nobody get hurt, make sure everybody get back to their family. And I believe that he answered my prayer, because before I got there, things was happening. The base was getting attacked a lot, and then the time that I was there, we didn't really get attacked that much. It was pretty chill. As soon as I left, that's when everything ramped back up. Things I learned about prayer is that there's no specific way that we should all pray. You can pray about anything. The instructors that led PTM, they prayed for everybody, prayed for having a good time and just making sure everything go well. The most proud thing that I've done that I accomplished today is such as me coming to the military. People think that the military is hard and didn't get fazed by any of that. Like me playing sports, it seemed like a sports team to me. The higher up like ranks, they're like our coaches, and we're at Airman, we're the teammates, and we all working together to be the best team or the best organization we can be. Now that I'm older and that I was just a teenager not too long ago, I could go back and tell the teenagers nowadays about the 3 Ps: positivity, plan, and prayer. So for the audience, for the people that's older than me, I recommend the 3 Ps: positivity, plan, and prayer. When I talk to people, they'll say how they wish they can go back to being a 20-year-old or being a teenager, having somebody to talk to them about having a plan and staying positive and having a connection with God with prayer. With my God-inspiring dream, one of them is being able to spread positivity. For me, joining the military, it wasn't really a dream that I had, something that I wanted to do because I didn't want to go to college and I wanted to get my college paid for. I'm still seeking my other God-inspiring dreams, not just having one. I accomplished one, now I move on to the next one to accomplish. Still follow that plan to accomplish as many God-inspiring dreams that I want to accomplish or that I plan to accomplish.